Hi, y'all, everybody. Today is 2022, May 3rd. It's good to see you. Tonight is Tuesday night, and let's see what we have, okay? Uh, Last night I talked about supply chain disruption and geopolitical tension and interest rates hike and a lot of things are going on these days, like war between Ukraine and Russia. Uh, if I list more, I will probably be able to talk more about it. But then let's just leave it at this point because things are mixed all together, and now it's all reflected in the trend of stock. It's not only stock, but overall economy is not in a good situation. It's more like a bad situation. So let's look at it. Let's look at what articles we have tonight. Yahoo Finance, Market Beat. Oh God, tonight we have really big upward trend here. Hmm. Okay, stock future drift as traders wait fast. 2 week pandemic era trends reversing. Morning brief. Biogen CEO to step down. Inflation. Crawlux is jacking up prices. Dow Jones gains, seeking at least 8% dividend yield. Analysts suggest two dividend stocks to buy. Berkshire Hathaway may have sold Verizon, bought $10 billion of financials. These stocks soared during the pandemic and then crashed. 10 are now expected to double in price. Two strong buy stocks trading in oversold territory. Federal Reserve meeting will peak. Hawkish spark Dow Jones relief rally. Kathy Wood watch or buys a sagging healthcare stock. Stock market news live updates. Bearish in the intermediate term. Chag falls on concern that demand for its education services is weakening. Okay. Airbnb, is it a buy or sell? Here's what fundamentals. Amazon has shed 25% of its value. Wall Street still thinks the stock is a buy. Oh, Tesla has some bad news for its investors and fans. Rockwell Automation stock punches. Profit forecast is cut. Chegg stock crashes amid issues of enrollment, the economy, and now inflation. Jeff Bezos is worried about tech valuation. It's weighing on Amazon stock. Arista Network stock wavers on earnings beat revenue guidance. Big tech couldn't save the market. AMD, Airbnb, and other medium tech might. Expedia stock rises, revenue jumps. It sees a robust summer recovery. The stock market looks cheaper. Why it's still too pricey? Zillow and Raffin get price target cuts. Analysts sees a challenging housing market. DuPont's confusing guidance overshadows earnings beat. Stocks and bonds are falling in lockstep at pace unseen in decades. Buy Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway on the deep. Mosaic nutrient earning mixed. Somehow stocks suddenly jumped 68% on Monday. Are Amazon's lousy earnings are a buying opportunity or a sign of a bear market? The used car market has problems. This analyst says an online presence is key. Tractor Supply stock should plow ahead. Aid workers, prep stretchers, toys for workers, mixed oil flows ahead of Fed meeting. It's time to book an appointment for Teladoc stock. Strong BP profit renews calls for energy sector windfall tax. Hmm. GitLab stock is trying to put in a bottom here. Two big pandemic era trends are reversing. Morning brief. Okay. The COVID-19 pandemic has permanently altered our lives in many ways. For instance, a lot of white-collar workers will never work 5 days a week in the office again. Still, more than 2 years into the pandemic, two significant COVID-era trends in markets are finally unwinding. Underneath the surface, two big COVID demand reversals are happening this quarter. First, a rapid shift from rate-sensitive big-ticket items to services. Bank of America's head of equity on quantitative strategy, setting a note. Second, tech earnings are lagging, she added. The Nasdaq 100 2022 consensus earnings as a percentage of S&P 500 earnings are now below where they stood at the end of 2020, implying a full reversal of COVID-driven demand pull forward. Let's break this down. Earlier on during the pandemic, consumers stuck at home has shifted spending toward goods and away from in person activities like traveling, dining out, or seeing movies or sporting events that could have exposed them to potentially lethal virus. But now the pandemic has swung in the other direction, and Americans are finally going out again. And with inflation running at multi decade highs and cutting into consumers' disposable income, the increase in services spending has come, in many cases, at the expense of purchase on goods. Mm. Blah, blah, blah. TPGR Finance Trust, Penny Mac Mortgage. These stocks soared during the pandemic and then crashed. Uh, 10 are now expected to double in price. Okay. A string of stocks that popped during the coronavirus pandemic highlights dozens that have crashed, but some are considered worthy of purchase by a majority of analysts. You might want to keep an eye on them because every market cycle, even bad ones like today's, eventually turns around. The following three pandemic stars went into a supernova mode as the US economy rose from a recession. The following three pandemic stars, they have been widely discussed every day on CNBC, on Twitter, but now they have few friends. Shares of Teladoc Health closed at 83 on December 31st, 2019, then rose as much as 252%, after which they fell 89% through April 2022 when they closed at $33. It turns out that Teladoc is not listed on the Nasdaq. It is listed on the New York Stock Exchange. So our initial screen encompassed all stocks listed on both exchanges. Then, in light of patent market value before the pandemic began, we narrowed the list to companies with market caps of $1 billion or more at the end of 2019. Since part of the data presented below makes use of consensus estimates among analysts working for brokerage firms, we further limited the group to companies covered by at least 5 analysts polled by FactSet. Stocks that were hit the hardest: Raffin Corp, Pound Interactive, Stitch Finks, Corvana, Zillow Group, 3D Systems, Sunrun, Zalep, and list goes on. Click on tickers for more about each company. Okay, here it goes. The investing game is rarely plain sailing. Oversold, and they are not shying away from pointing it out. Using the T-Ranks platform, we've pulled up the details on two such equities, both strong buys with substantial upside potential. According to the analyst community, let's dive in. Twilio. We started with Twilio, a software company in the cloud sector, offering a full-service business communications platform designed to facilitate multiple telecom channels, including telephone and VoIP, instant messaging, and video chats, to name the big ones, in a single web-based browser outlet. The company's service lets users keep all of their communications systems and outlets together. Users keep all of their communication system and outlets together, making them easier and more efficient to use and protect. The Twilio shares were clearly pre-adapted to thrive during the corona pandemic is clear from the stock's performance history. Western Alliance Bank Holding Company, Twilio. So sagging healthcare stock. ARK did more selling than buying on April 29, including sale of a South African financial services company stock. Renowned uh, investor Kathy Wood, chief executive of ARK Investment Management, did more selling than buying on April 29, including the sale of a personalized healthcare benefit provider for companies. Sale of a personalized healthcare benefits provider for companies. Shares of Seattle healthcare benefits provider Accolade. Accolade. Okay, let's look at Accolade. ARK Fintech apparently sold its shares on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Discovery has thinly traded ADR trading in the U.S. under the ticker. Check Fusion concerned the demand for its education services weakening. Shares of Check plummeted Tuesday. The morning after the education services provider cut its outlook. Dan Rosenwade, chief executive Check, warned that enrollment in courses is set to take a hit, faced with faster inflation and wages struggling to keep up. People will focus less on training for the rest of the year. He lowered guidance for operating profit to as much as $235 million compared with $270 million previously. Nevertheless, the company said net sales rose 2% in the first quarter from a year earlier, and total subscribers were up 12%. While the company's launch of products in new countries is encouraging, the step back in growth recovery trend is disappointing. This is a temporary situation in the US, and we just have to fight through it. Rosenweek said on the earnings call transcript on FactSet, we're extraordinarily proud of the fact that we will still expect to grow this year on the top line. Is it rebounding for real this time? Stock today. Attractive business model. The San Francisco based firm disruptive business model, although house and condo owners turn their properties into short-term rentals, the idea has hatched plenty of competitors. Even large hotel chains offer similar properties in addition to their standard lodging accommodations. Hmm. Amazon has shed 25% of its value. Wall Street thinks the stock is a buy. Amazon whiffed on its first quarter earnings, but Wall Street is sticking with the stock. Amazon stock has plunged 26% in 2022, battered down after its online retailing business and advertising sales came in short of consensus estimates and its outlook disappointed. Hmm. Still, most analysts remained firm in their conviction in the stock. Hmm. Has some bad news for its investors and fans. The manufacturer of high-end electric vehicles will miss an important deadline. Investors and firms will have to wait patiently or not. Many of them had many May 2 marked on their calendars as a date on which the manufacturer of high-end electric vehicles was to file its proxy statement. Hmm. Rockwell Automation stock plunges, profit forecast is cut. The industrial automation technology provider Rockwell Automation missed Wall Street's fiscal second quarter earnings estimates and cut its full year profit forecast, triggering a slide in the stock. Management is blaming problems in supply chain. Rockwell reported adjusted earnings per share of $1.66 from $1.8 billion. Chag crashes amid issues of enrollment, the economy, and now inflation. The inflation fight has people shunning school and going all in on finding a high-paying job. Mm. That could help meet ends meet, which continues to pressure educational service leader Chag. Once again, the inflation fight has people shunning school and going all in on finding a high-paying job that could help meet ends meet. Okay, Mm. Which continues to pressure education services leader Chag. Mm. Shares of the educational platform crashed more than 35% in pre-market trading on a slashed full-year profit outlook in earnings reported after the bell Monday. The company sees full-year adjusted operating profits of $220 million to $235 million compared to, uh, as noted in our fourth quarter call, we entered the year with momentum. However, this trend has not continued at the level we expected. Check CEO Dan Rosenwell said on Monday evening earnings call, the issues of enrollment, the economy, and now inflation have all impacted our industry. Students continue to take fewer classes, and those they do take care are often less rigorous with fewer or more limited assignments. With higher wages and increased cost of living, more people are shifting their priorities towards earnings over learning. Resulting in a lower course load or delaying enrollment in school at this time. Okay, check. Tech valuation is weighing on Amazon stock. Arista Network stock waivers on earnings bid revenue guidance. Arista Networks reported March quarter earnings and revenue that topped estimates despite supply chain constraints. Arista stock wavered as revenue guidance for the current second quarter came in well above expectations. Arista stock wavered as revenue guidance for the current second quarter came in well above expectations. The maker of computer networking gear reported first earnings after the market closed on Monday. Guidance tops expectations. Stocks and bonds are falling in lockstep at a pace unseen in decades. Stocks and bonds are falling in tandem at a pace not seen in decades, leaving investors with few places to hide from the market volatility. Through Friday, the S&P 500 was down 13% for 2022, and Bloomberg U.S. aggregate bond index, largely U.S. Treasury, highly rated corporate bonds and mortgage-backed securities, was off 9.5%. The used car market has problems. This analyst says on online presence key. There's a lot of uncertainty in the used car market right now, and some auto retailers are better fit for the challenge than others. Low new auto production amid a semiconductor chip shortage coupled with high prices for used cars amid inflation has left consumers with fewer and more expensive options. Mm. It's time to book an appointment for Teladoc stock. 15 months ago, Teladoc Health could seemingly do no wrong. The virtual healthcare provider's stock climbed above $300 amid surging interest in all things remote. Uh, Little has gone rising for the former pandemic superstar. Hospital and health clinic facility reopenings and wave of competition have sunk the shares to below where they were when the coronavirus first broke out. Hospital and health clinic facility reopenings and a wave of competition have sunk the shares to below where they were when the coronavirus first broke out. Hospital and health clinic facility reopenings and a wave of competition have sunk the shares to below where they were when the coronavirus first broke out. Currently trading in the mid 30s, Teladoc is woefully under the weather, having seen more than $40 billion slashed from its market value. The reasons behind the latest drop aren't pretty, but they also don't merit a surgeon's general warning. Teladoc is still the leading player in a growing telehealth industry that was merely fast forwarded by COVID 19. The company has some issues to sort through, but this could ultimately amount to a tremendous buy opportunity for a stock with a healthy long term outlook. Mm. Last week, Teladoc shared first quarter results. Mm. They came with a shocking diagnosis. Although revenue was up 25% year over year, the company recorded $41.58 net loss per share, largely due to $6.6 billion non-cash goodwill impairment charge. On an adjusted basis, the net loss wasn't as bad as the Wall Street feared, but the massive write-down was staggering. Mm. It didn't help matters. The management was unusually vague about the details of the impairment, hmm, with most of its goodwill associated with the 2020 acquisition of health management app Livongo. We can only assume this to be the main source. Appropriately, sharp downward revisions in telehealth company multiples have forced Teladoc to recalibrate its asset values. What are Teladoc's long-term growth prospects? The silver lining here is that the current headwinds are probably temporary. Teladoc's better health mental health business is experiencing high demand with the world's attention on mental health issues on the rise. Eventually, marketing dollars should stretch further as coach, moderate, and more offerings are introduced. Detail for delay around chronic care spending. The unpredictable nature of a pandemic that is still very much having an impact on corporate decision making is a legitimate reason for customers to pause. Hmm. Teladoc is in the business of delivering whole person health care to patients everywhere. The investment will require a different kind of patients, but it will be time well spent in the waiting room. A favorable risk reward is evident for the long term investor. GitLab stock is trying to put in a bottom here. Software development application platform GitLab stock has fallen over -6%. The best of breed DevOps platform has strong following heading into its IPO in October 2021. GitLab. The main reason I bought this company is because I use the service they provide. Mm. The best of breed DevOps platform has a strong following heading into its IPO in October 2021. The best of breed DevOps platform had a strong following heading into its IPO in October 2021. DevOps is a process that optimizes the system's development process, combining software development and IT operations. Thus, the term DevOps. Its application enables enterprise to build and deliver more efficient, secure, and compliant software. GitLab enables digital transformation for companies that develop software. It provides a one-step interface that combines IT, development, operations, business, and security on a single platform solution. The efficiency can mean months of development being completed in hours, generating tons of cost savings for enterprises. Hmm. GitLab has changed the process of DevOps and continues to gain popularity, as evidenced by the growth of its open source platform, which has over 30 million registered users with over 2,600 contributors. The company is on its way to monetizing as paid users continue to grow over 115,000. Its dollar-based net retention rose over 152%. Prudent investors' interest in a platform that eliminates there's a duct tape in the software development process can look for opportunistic pullbacks in shares of GitLab. Mm. Mm, do we have a business report of Uh, First things first. Check business report. Yes, there you go. But check reports quarter first 2022 financial results. Business Wire. %14 year over year. The leading student first. Let's look at financials. Balance sheet. Santa Clara Check, the leading student first connected learning platform, today reported financial results for the 3 months ended March 31st, 2022. We had a solid first quarter and Check is executing well against our strategic objectives despite continued industry headwinds. We expect these challenges to be temporary, and when they subside, our operating model, balance sheet, and leading brand put us in a strong position to accelerate our growth. Check service revenue grew 14% year over year. An increase of 12% year over year. We entered into a partnership with an independent book reseller to transition out of our print textbook library and fulfillment logistics responsibilities while allowing us to continue offering print textbooks and e-textbook solutions. Total net revenues include Total net revenues include revenues from check service and required materials. Check service primarily includes check study, check writing, check math solver. Total net revenue in the range of conference call and webcast information. Millions of people all around the world learn with Check. Our mission is to improve learning and learning outcomes by putting students first. We support lifelong learners starting with their academic journey, extending into careers. Check platform provides products and services support learners to help them better understand their academic course materials and also provide personal and professional development skills training to help them achieve their learning goals. Publicly held company based in Santa Clara, California, trades on the NYSE under the symbol CGG. What else do we have? GitLab. Unity Software Annual Report 2022, Form 10-K. Business risk factors, unsolved staff comments, properties, legal proceedings, mine safety disclosures, market for registrants, common equity related stockholder, Form 10-K summary. Hmm. Large market opportunity with low online penetration. Our unique e-commerce approach creates efficiency and transparency. Unfounded global offices IPO, 787 employees. Technology company core. Way people work is changing with a traditional workplace, future of work, experience building, and freelancing. Work from anywhere, global and remote teams, work digitally, leveraging collaboration tools, get paid for action results, continuous study gain, unique expertise fulfillment. Estimate US total freelancer income. Addressable market. Freelancing is still an old school business. The majority of freelancing still happens offline. Just like e-commerce in 1994, freelancing activity is gradually migrating to the online world. High friction and traditional freelancing business. Every stage of the process has traditionally been disconnected, with little consistency from person to person. Every stage of the process has traditionally been disconnected, with little consistency from person to person. Finding customers to winning jobs to payment uncertainty to delivery and payment. Service as a product model, end-to-end platform. Global community, bringing together a global community of business and freelancers to shape the future of work. On demand. We're not an online staffing company. Service as a product. Browse, search, click, order. Short, long-term, temporary employment. Transparent timing, price and deliverables. End-to-end platform. Value for money. Our two-sided marketplace creates powerful flywheel effects. Fever. Buyer Business Development Manager. This has been an incredibly efficient and effective solution for our team. The white glove service enhanced the features like the newly implemented billing and invoicing system has been imperative towards scaling our usage of Fever Business. Working with Fever has catapulted my business to the next level. From quarantines in Madrid, I can chat with my game developers in Russia and New Zealand. Our walls may confine us, but our creativity and connectivity liberate us. I've completed on Fever was with the marketing team of a Fortune 100 technology company. We created a commercial for a new product that featured a conversation between the company's product and the competitor's product. I played the bubbly part of the company's product, who was super positive and fun. So it's a list of people who actually benefited from a service of Fever. I myself also used the service, and I really thought it was really helpful in a way because powerful business model. How Fever works. An illustration example of $100 transaction on Core Marketplace. Achieved without a sales force. Global horizontal organic network effect drives majority of new buyers. Growth and operating leverage. Strong and consistent revenue growth. Multiple levels to drive long-term growth. A dedicated environment for business buyers to transact and collaborate on Fever. International expansion. Welcome to the future of work. F1 Table of Contents. Security and Exchange Commission Form F1. Money. I was looking at documents called Form F1. It's a business report. Oh. Ah. Oh. Ah. Oh. Ah. It's about to be over, so I'll call you soon, my darling. Initial public offering fee for international. Prior to this offering, there has been no public market for ordinary shares. We're selling ordinary shares. JP Morgan. Fever numbers. Okay, there it is. Summary, risk factors, special notes regarding forward-looking statements, use of proceeds, dividend policy, capitalization, dilution, selected, consolidated, financial, and other data. Letter from each community stories, business, management, principal, shareholders. Yeah, indeed. A kissing gorilla. I'm a kissing gorilla. Selected information contained elsewhere in this prospectus. This summary does not contain all the information that you should consider before. Our mission is to change how the world works together. We start with the simple idea that people should be able to buy and sell digital services in the same fashion as physical goods on an e-commerce platform. On that basis, we set out to design a digital marketplace that is built with a comprehensive SKU like service catalog and an efficient search, find and orders process that mirrors a typical e-commerce transaction. We believe our model reduces friction and uncertainties for both buyers and sellers. At the foundation of our platform lies an expensive catalog with over 200 categories of productized service listings, which we coined as geeks. Each geek has a clearly defined scope, duration, price, along with buyer-generated reviews. Using either our search or navigation tools, buyers can easily find and purchase productized services such as logo design, video creation and editing, website development, blog writing, with prices ranging from $5 to thousands of dollars. We call this the service as a product model. Our approach fundamentally transforms the traditional freelancer staffing model into an e-commerce-like experience. Since inception, we have facilitated over 50 million transactions between over 5.5 million buyers and more than 830,000 sellers on our platform. Our business of enabling freelance work is deeply connected to the opportunities that technology has enabled the modern economy. While business want frictionless and seamless access to a global pool of talent, individuals increasingly want to choose where they work, when they work, and what they do for work. Our platform was designed to serve these needs. Our buyers include business of all sizes. While our sellers are a diverse group of freelancers and small business from over 160 countries who tap into our platform to learn, earn their full-time living, or augment their income. As a marketplace, we succeed when our buyers and sellers succeed. We design our platform to make it easy for buyers find and purchase the digital services they are looking for without time-consuming negotiations or uncertainty of pricing, while offering them what we believe to be the best value for their money. What our proprietary machine learning algorithm together with our data set of profiling, transaction, and use behavior, which rapidly grows with increasing buyer and seller engagement, enable us to personalize our user experience. Hmm. Okay, this is it for today, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow, okay? I didn't do much reading tonight. because I was busy reading business report of companies, but I'll talk more tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Bye bye.